it the animal or was it pink?
No, I
Was
think
it
it's
like
the animal one. Anyway,
leopard? It's like my Jersey Louie. It's called In the Wild series, and it's like yeah, it has like a leopard and giraffe. It's like I call it my Jersey Louis.
I'm very jealous of those bags. But anyway, I'm trying to think of what other tea Vanderpump spilt on that. I mean, I will say this. The only criticism I would say of BravoCon, and I'm curious in past years, I do think the questions are very soft. Like Karamo
From
was the
from the
host.
panel,
Yeah,
yeah.
like the host and the pan. Yeah, I feel like Karamo hosted the VPR one, and to be honest, it didn't seem like he really watched the show. He didn't seem. Now I don't want to criticize him because like he might not have known that he was even doing that panel till like an hour. Like they might have not really. Maybe they wanted it that way. You know, they didn't want like the host to go deep dive. They wanted to keep it surfacey. So I can't. I don't know the backstory. So I don't know if. But he wasn't the only one. I feel like all the panelists were a little
This is why
like Jerry. I mean, I love Jerry O'Connell, but Jerry, it was just so like so soft, like so soft.
well, this is another reason why for me, I personally, it's not the right fit for me because, you know, I don't need pictures of any of these people just because come on the podcast. And the alternative is then the panels. Like I find we don't necessarily learn anything new during the panels. That's my thing. Sure, we learn when, Vanderpump is premiering in January and it's a great trailer. And we have Southern Hospitality with Leva. And we learn that Bet on Blonde, Erica Jane, is coming back in like the spring or coming in the spring. So, like, but do we really learn anything major? To be honest with you, right. So I,
Well, we
I, I
did.
like
I mean,
agree with you.
they were just soft, but we did. I mean, look, I mean, I loved when they asked about something about her, why the freak it isn't open. And Katie basically said, oh, we need a water heater and permits. I mean, I thought that was kind of funny. Like, and again, like we've obviously had our moments with Katie, but it's true. I mean, if you live in Los Angeles or California, I mean, it's I love it here.
Stop, Sarah.
But well, it's just this state is insane. I mean, the insanity of this entire state is like it is like I don't know, a movie or something. I mean, they common sense is completely gone, and this place will make you like
Homeless.
a conservative.
We have a homeless problem. We have a robbery
Oh,
problem.
every a permit problem. Like I do agree with them. I'm sure in West Hollywood, the absurdity of just getting a basic permit to just open a fucking sandwich, I'm sure is like atrocious. And probably the money you have to pay and the kickbacks, although that's illegal, but you know what I mean? They have different permits you have to pay for or whatever, which is all the legal way of doing that.
Do you know
Uh,
what?
I agree
Oh.
with the women. I think it's absurd. Go on. No,
Do you
that
know
was
what I thought was interesting from the weekend was now I have asked every single person who's ever come on my podcast from Beverly Hills Housewives who knows both Lisa and Kyle. I found it interesting that Lisa said, listen, people have rough patches and it may not really be over for Kyle and Mauricio and just, it's not like she basically, she doesn't wish them any harm. I thought that was interesting. And I'm like, Kyle Richards, where are you? Like, make some response. Say, well, that was nice of Lisa. Like, I see this as a minor step towards reconciling LVP and Kyle. Does anyone else feel this way? Excuse me. It wasn't the nicest statement because the headline is that, but if you actually read the actual statement, she said, which we've all know, I've heard many things over the years about Mauricio. We all have that live in LA and Hollywood and Beverly Hills, which is true. David Yontef, boots on the ground, has heard these things, lots of things about lots of extracurricular activities that this man is involved in. So she did say that the headline wasn't as positive as it's made out to be. But then she did go on to say, who knows if they're true? Well, I don't know why you're even bringing it up, shady LVP. I mean, not that Kyle is not shady. I'm team nobody here. But she did say, like, I don't wish them any harm. And so I feel, Kyle Richards, where are you? some interviewer somewhere, her best friend fucking fumbled the ball when she had 5 minutes with her behind the scenes. Her best friend, that melon ball, that's the question you should have asked Teddi instead of all this other regurgitated shit that we already know. Teddi did some behind the scenes, that she was interviewing people there. That's the question to ask. Would you like to respond to LVP? She said, she doesn't wish you guys any harm and you're just going through a rough patch and she's really, wishing you, nothing but the best or whatever she said. I would have taken LVP's words and read them to Kyle and say, Kyle Richards, I'm going to shut up now. What is your reply to Teddi Mellencamp? I mean, to Lisa Vanderpump. But Teddi didn't do that. I thought that was interesting.
I mean, there was a lot of good tea. Apparently, Heather Gay answered how she got that black eye. Are you familiar with that story?
Well, what did she say? Is it Jen Shaw?
Here, let me play.
I mean, do we even care how she got it? But I'm curious now that you brought it up. Because I have something else to say if you're looking for that.
Well,
no, look for it. Like let's listen. But while you look for that, I'll
look it up.
You know what I also found very interesting? I assume she wasn't kidding. I find the most exciting thing, other than this LVP thing, the most exciting thing to come out of BravoCon weekend for me was that the Grande Dame has announced that she is starting a Grande Dame school. I assume that's real and that wasn't a joke. So now all you mini Grand Dames that are listening to this, if you want to become a Grande Dame, you can reach out to Miss Huger and there will be a Grande Dame school.
Oh my God, I love it. I want to go. Let's go. Can we go? Like, is this like virtual or do we have to go to Potomac?
All I know is because we know what happens when I read something, I hear something, I file it. You asked me last week about Leah, yesterday about Leah's claims. I said, Sarah, it's not that I don't want to answer that. I need to read what Leah is saying as a lawyer before I give my answer. This is one of those situations too. I heard it. I said, file a footnote and investigate this. And here we are on air. Can someone please look into this and see? I assume she wasn't joking. She says she already has a Grande Dame, a junior Grande Dame, and it's her daughter who's killing it in modeling in New York. Her daughter is like modeling. Yeah, her daughter's like really. When I met Miss Huger and I wanted a picture with her and the daughter at some point, she was like, be kind to my baby. Be kind to my baby if you post that. I was like, girl, I'm not going to say anything bad about your daughter. I think it's a real thing. I think there's a Grande Dame school that is starting. And if so, yes, would you like to join the school with me? We can become Grande Dames. I don't know if it's virtual, but do we have access to Miss Huger for like a few hours? And is this like some school that's like thousands of dollars? All I know is you and I talk about starting like a consulting business about how to make tons of money in podcasting. And you say, David, my friend Mark Cuban, this is a direct quote from you, Sarah, that your friend Mark Cuban told you, do not give away secrets for free. So you and I have talked about this. I think even for $5,000, we shouldn't do it and say, this is how we make our money in podcast. And it's very obvious how you make money, but David and Sarah do.
Wow, there's a lot of tricks and tips.
There's a lot.